against them. I believe adults should dress and act however they want, but you shouldn't encroach your rights into other areas of delusion and infringe on other humans' basic rights. And Caitlyn Jenner herself is a perfect example of this, and someone who carries herself perfectly in a complex and tough situation and conversation across the world. And as a man, you should be offended by the fact that Kamala Harris goes on a podcast saying that there is no law that governs a man's body.
Can we try to think of any law that gives the government the power to make a decision, I know what you're gonna ask, about a man's body? No. Is there any law? No.
Hey, Kamala, what about the draft, which requires men to fight for their country, die, go to war, or face imprisonment and $250,000 in fines? What about that law, Kamala? Man, that should frustrate you that she's neglecting the truth about what men do for this country. And women do so much for this country. But let's not make this a battle of sexes. Everyone is equally important in this discussion. And, sorry, yeah, I know. It's madness. It's a crazy world. It's going to be okay. That's Thor. He's voting for Trump. I would also argue that Donald Trump is protecting women by not letting 15 million illegal immigrants through the borders. 662,566 have criminal history, 70,000 convicted of homicide, and so on. Having those unidentified people roaming the streets, I believe, arguably, is a bigger potential threat to the women of America. Even the Border Patrol Council, people who are in charge of the border, endorsed Donald Trump. Quote, if we allow Border Czar Harris to win this election, this great country is going to hell.
The untold millions of people, unvetted, who she has allowed into this country that are committing murders, robberies, burglaries, and every other crime will continue our country in peril.
Take it from the people who are actually on site, actually managing the border, not from me. And throughout Donald Trump's campaign, the left, who owns 90% of the media, has convinced the world that Donald Trump doesn't like gay people. But when we pull up the footage of Donald Trump's past supporting gay people, people will want to ignore that clip.
I'm all for guys that like men, but it's just not my thing.
I will do everything in my power to protect our LGBTQ citizens.
Then we pull up Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, and Joe Biden, who are all Democrats, being anti-gay and anti-gay marriage and campaigning it publicly. It's on camera. Roll the clip.
Do you support gay marriage?
No, Barack Obama nor I support redefining from a civil side what constitutes marriage.
I believe that marriage is the union between a man and a woman.
I believe that marriage is not just a bond, but a sacred bond between a man and a woman.
But somehow they convince people that, no, Donald Trump's the bad guy. Meanwhile, he's hosting gay marriages in Mar-a-Lago. And as he should, we're all for people loving whoever they want to love. What we're not here for is adults campaigning in the streets to young children to have surgeries that will affect them for the rest of their lives. They don't know who they are, what they want to be, or what they want to turn into. People should really understand the difference between those two ways of thinking. You have to be 18 to vote, 18 to smoke, but you can mutilate your body at 10 years old. It's not okay. Donald Trump's a felon, convicted of felonies. He's a bad person. We can't let a criminal into the government. Every member founding the U.S. Constitution and this great country that has grown from the U.S. Constitution was a convicted felon of Great Britain. The people rebelling against the system, wanting to create change, wanting to disrupt, and wanting to do right by the people that founded this country were all felons. Shouldn't it be obvious that the good person